Well, hello. It's Christopher here, coming to the rescue of the show. I've been asked by Kate to kind of log in and open up the board, and even though it's like 40 minutes after the hour, better late than never, isn't it? I'm waiting for Kate to call in, so in the meantime, there's one individual who is got his hand or her hand up, so I'll open up that mic. 617, you're on the air.
Hey, Chris.
Hello there.
Hey, it's Brendan. Hey.
Brendan.
I didn't know the show was down. I wouldn't have called in. I just called in to listen, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah, this has taken me by surprise, as probably everyone else has been taken by surprise as well. I wasn't really I haven't been kind of up with the shows, and I wasn't aware of what was going to be talked about tonight, so if anyone can help me out, that would be great.
Well, I don't know.
BTR number, but I just want to make sure that everyone knows that there's no BTR number here for the time being. There's no Skype button that I can see. Let's just have a look here. Yeah, there is a Skype button on the actual radio show page, but I don't know what number that is. Anyway, so do you have any thoughts, Brendan?
Well, last night I saw the entirety of the Santo getting arrested bit.
Oh, okay.
It was very interesting, very fascinating what transpired and went down as far as the words being used by the officers involved.
Good evening.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Hey, how are you? Yeah, looks like my settings are all messed up. We still talking about this nonsense, this legal shit and all the rest of it, or are we going to move on and actually be grown-ups? I'm just asking.
No, I just saw this.
Go ahead, Brandon.
No, it was just interesting that they said, execution of the order.
Yeah, it's all drama. Yeah, it's all drama, guys. Okay, all right, I'm done. Fuck, I'm so done with this. All right, let's just get out of drama here. You guys really so fucking wrapped in the movie. Seriously, I'm trying to show you how to find your way home, and everyone's getting caught up in the distractions, and I'm going to make you all hate me to the point that you love me, because you'll see it. And I want everyone to beat the shit out of me until you get this, okay? Seriously. It's all drama. These are all portrayals in allegory, and everyone's looking at the literal thinking it matters. It doesn't. You're at effect to it. You're not being caused over it. I understand where you're going, Brendan. I've been there. Done that. Got the T-shirt. Pick a fight, expect a fight. Okay, that's what it's telling you. And the longer we continue in this matrix of thinking that we can solve something in complete defiance of natural order, which it is, everything in this physical realm that we are actually doing is in complete defiance of natural order. I'm going to show you how the Masons were absolutely right and absolutely wrong with chaos out of order. You just got it backwards. Remember, this place is a mirror, okay? So I really want people to watch the movie. I don't want them to be involved in the movie any longer. Okay, that's up to you. If you guys want to play, just at this table, let's keep it moving forward here. Now, without going into any great detail, if you were still looking at things from the perspective of right and wrong, what he said, she said, you're caught in the playground with the rest of the teenagers talking about so-and-so. So I had a great conversation today with Alex. The original premise of it was from a completely literal viewpoint with regards to Dean Clifford and me and all the rest of it. Okay, that's the drama. Let's move all of the characters out. Let's move all the Dean Cliffords and the Kate of Gaias and the Santo Bonaccis and all the rest of the fucking meat stick out of this and have a look at it, what's really going on. It's an energy game. I am you, you are me. Let's just make it that simple. Everyone else is just another point of view for me, just as I am your point of view, all right? When you get outside the box to watch the movie from this position, this is where you finally become the audience, which is the sound, the golden Dios mind, the golden God mind. That's what you see. We had to go from being the audience, the carry out the dead, carry through all the bullshit, through the fist fight. I'll tell you, there's two things that are equally dangerous on this planet, and I'm going to tell you exactly why the universe is working in natural order and why it's going to continue to do so, and why you need to pull up your bootstraps. and really get on this, because the universe is going to start throwing fucking mountains around. I am intolerant of it, and I'm watching shit happen. I'm watching people get arrested. I'm watching people getting taken out of the game because they're interfering with natural order. You see, when you think you need to change something, you're defying natural creation that already exists. The movie is already done. We've created everything. In the beginning, God created fucking everything. Anything you can imagine, we already imagined it. It's limitless. So just accept the fact that you have a beautiful ending to your movie. Your cab driver's trying to get you there, and here everyone's walking around, oh, let's go down this road. Well, it's going to cost you. Here, that's when the meter starts running. And to the degree that you go off the proper trail of natural order is the price you're going to pay. Pick a fight, expect a fight. Accept a fight, expect a fight. This is where you get into 0 point. Neutral, 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 neutral. You know, Marsha. Enough of the dramas, you know. Okay, so what is natural order? Well, natural order is where creation simply is. It's creation. You go with the flow. Everything is perfect. You get in the cab and you go, take me home. James, take me home. And James will. And the minute you tap James on the shoulder and say, turn left here, quick, you don't know where the fuck you're going because you're in a state of not know to a greater or lesser degree. That's what this game is. Is that a smart move to make? Sitting there trying to figure out the way home is contrary to natural order. So what we have here is everything that is in the system is in complete defiance of natural order. They say chaos out of order. Absolutely. And it is chaos out of order. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? So what we have is a system that's trying to create all of this order, and what is it doing? It's creating chaos. And the more we play with it, what are you fucking creating? Oh, I don't know, Kate, maybe some chaos? Very good. Go to the front of the class, get a gold star and a fucking apple. I'm not hungry. You can have it back.
Aloha, Kate.
Hey, how are you? We're out of the gate hot and fast tonight. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, well, what time did you guys start? I just walked in the house at like 2:42.
About 10 minutes ago, so I was waiting. That's what happened. I was waiting for your sorry ass. Okay, welcome.
I was down the beach enjoying the light.
I couldn't get logged in tonight. I'm actually running blind here. I have no idea. I can't see the board. I can't log into Blog Talk. Password, nothing works. So I'll have to talk to...
it's hard connection time here.
Yeah. Wow. So it's all good.
I like how really... again, how Mark Passio puts it into kind of natural law expressions. And what the system is, and we call it the control system for a reason. Hey,
Mike, I understand where you're going. I really need to finish this thought because it's going to change your rail completely.
Yeah.
Because I can intuitively know where it's all going already. So let's get out of the literal. I really need you guys, this is my wish, for you to see this. I am trying to prove you right. And everyone's coming at me, beating the fuck out of me for that. How mental is that? That's fucking insane. Okay, tell you what. Let's say you did a math exam. All right, let's put it in real terms. You did a math exam, and I gave you a calculator. And two of the buttons weren't working properly. The 5 and 7 are broken. So every time you have a 5 or 7 in the equation, you get the wrong answer. Then you finish your exam and you find out that, half the questions you got perfect because you didn't use those numbers. The other half, you got right, but the calculator's broken. That is the literal world you live in. It's a broken calculator. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to rewrite the exam. Are you going to use the same fucking calculator? It's an easy answer. Yes? Okay, you're fucking insane. No? Well, okay, now we're on the same page. This is why... Oh, yeah, go ahead, Mike.
No, but I mean, it's like they're trying to fix the system with the system.
Right. You can't fix a broken calculator and build a new one with a broken calculator. You throw the goddamn thing away, and you wipe the slate clean. You get the canvas pure white. Clear, crystal clear. All right? And this is... honest to God, guys, this game, when you see it, is hilarious. It really is. And when you start seeing the reality of what is going on here, Harry Potterville, what are you focused on? If you're staring at kids getting murdered in Israel. What are you creating, dipshit?
Yeah, you know when I really got that, Kate? Can I just share something?
Yeah, please.
All right. This really turned me on to that right away today. Today we had a bunch of snow, right? And we snowed in. So I tweeted out some things, I just tweeted out some stuff. And, I'm working on an article on the Hunger Games and Mockingjays coming out and all this stuff. And I noticed that in the news feed that Philip Seymour Hoffman dies. Now, who does he play in that movie? He plays Plutarch, who's who was also a interesting person in of himself, and a historical figure. But he plays Plutarch Heavensby, who is a game maker, and he doesn't care what side he's on, or the rebels or the other side, or the capital side. He doesn't care. He works for both sides. For him, it's about the game, and he creates the atmosphere. He creates the game, if you will. He creates the reality around him. And there he is, and he dies. And I randomly, before even I knew about that, opened up a page of Finnegan's Wake. And you can, pretty much do this with Finnegan's Wake anyway. But I did find it was kind of like an obituary-sounding passage, and I posted that. And then I found out that Philip Seymour Hoffman had died. So it was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, well, it's foreshadowing of the movie. Wait for Donald Sutherland to drop, okay?
Yeah.
It's all foreshadowing in the movie. These are the realities. Is it a coincidence? No. This is looking outside of self and finally seeing everything as the illusion that everyone else is just another point of view. Everything is perfect. And I'm going to tell everyone once and for all, do not ever come at me with anything regarding common law in the man-made sense, legal in the man-made sense, system in the man-made sense, because I'm going to call you fucking crazy. You're caught up in the illusion. You're not seeing what's going on. You're not creating your movie. You're at complete effect to it. And those that are still getting entangled in the system are getting entangled because they're choosing it. They're not standing. They're still seeking permission. They're still seeking remedy. They're still thinking there's a fucking solution in the matrix. There isn't. You are the solution.
Yeah. It's like authority's going to take care of me.
It's a nanny state mentality. This is what it's called baby law mind, Babylon. It's in the phonics. Listen to everything. If I told you that asshole was a good word and you'd grown up thinking it was a good word, you'd think it was a good word because it is. Oh, but everyone has a negative connotation to it. Asshole. Well, I don't know about you, but there it is. There's the singularity of the A, right? You got as, which is Isis, is. H, which is the trinity of creation, in creation. O, with intent. L, in consciousness. E. You're fucking right, I'm an asshole. I can take every word in this, I don't care what language it's in, I can flip it over to reverse the intent, the spell. I said it the other night, reverse to reverse to reverse. You've got to see this place in the mirror. The conflicts you are experiencing are the mirror of the conflicts within. Love is unconditional. Stop putting fucking conditions on it. Because once you get there, now the wish, it is my wish to have my heart's desire where I will not trespass in free will choice, nor will I try to direct nature, because I've already directed the movie. Now I get to be from director. Remember how we went from audience, extra, and all the rest up to director? Then we got to producer level? Well, what's happened now is it works the same way up and down. Now, because I know I was a director, always was, and a producer, always was, I'm just going to sit back in the audience, which is the golden God mind, and observe James taking me the fuck home. That's the leap of faith. That's not the baby step of faith. I've done lots of those. But that one, that's the leap of faith. Can you trust your creation enough? Or are you going to keep playing and recreating this unnatural order, thinking that you need... Well, look at this. When you go to work... Now, remember, this is all about what is the intention. Okay? When people go to work, what they're doing is they're defying natural order, thinking that they have to do that because nature will not provide for them in any way, shape, or form, be it in a technocratic society or whatever the hell you want to manifest. But when people need to go out and think they need to do something, what they're saying is, I don't trust God. I don't trust me. I don't trust that I'm going to just walk like when Jim talked about that guy. That was an angel clue for him, where he said, "No, I don't need your money. I just be, and things just magically show up. They really do." And I got a real good dose of that. And I'll tell you why, because my intent was the same as the intent of the individual that sent it, to help others. That's natural order. I get to be the gay maker. You might say gay maker, but I'm into the happy thing. I'm the gay maker. To put a Ismael, it's my intent on your face. Just depends on how you say it. Say, to create. What are you really saying? If you're caught in the literal, what are you constructing? What are you building for your reality? And that's what happens. People get caught in talking too much, which is the constant need to Babylon. With Babylon, we law mind. If you're like that, you are the child, let's repronounce that, killed of God. CH makes a K sound. I sound like LD, killed. Kyle, child, chilled. What is the intent of the word? Now you understand what being a child or a killed of God is. Change the meanings. You have all the tools. You were given all the original intentions through the dictionaries, and that's the first book you go to get a full understanding of common speak, and it's the last one you go to redefine the word. And you get to use it back and forth all the time. It's an ebb and flow. I'll create every word in my image. Word, spiral, every creation in my image, after my likeness, because this is mystery, my story. Not his story, my story. And my story will be his story. Watch. This is how you make the imprints on the consciousness. Are you willing to accept the fact that you are perfect? Are you willing to accept the responsibility that everything is perfect and that all is and all will be well? The fucking Mayans told you that. The illusions. Illusions told you that. The clues are there, and everyone's caught in that's a symbol of this, and that's I fucking know that. How many times do you got to look at the same symbol to say, oh me, oh my, before you finally figure out it's confirming what you know, and can you see the coincidences? So you build the game of building the coincidences to the point where you bust a gut laughing because you can't believe it, and you're seeing it, and it's like, holy fuck, is this real? Yes, it is real. Israel, absolutely is. We've done all the legwork. We've done all the complications. We've got all the information. It's all there. I'm just showing you how to read it now, instead of staring at it. What are you creating? Oh, yeah, there's that 5 and 7 calculator. No thanks. That's in the garbage. Creation is a perfect calculator. KLQ at Taurus. Let James do the math for you. Your cabbie knows the way home. Hell, you came here without a map, without any form of directions. You couldn't read a goddamn road sign. You pop out of mama, and everyone's busy. That's our consciousness playing. How much can I mess this fucking kid up to play a game? Right? I'll get even with myself. I'll paint that up and make them a fundamentalist Christian, and I'll make them angry, and I'll get them Second Amendment patriot fucking gun rights, and I'll fucking make them hate Muslims and a big shiny badge, and I'll fucking make them want to be rich. And by the time you're done, it's like, this kid's a fucking mess. You're a mess. And then you got to go, holy fuck, I got to unwind all this shit. Am I making sense? Yeah, say, creation, my creation. You're fucking right, I make sense.
Hey, Kate.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark. I love when people hate me. I'm going, get in your goat. I got your fucking Christ and your attention, and I own everything about you, and I'm going to direct you whatever way my reality wants. Go ahead.
Kate, you're like a whippet out of the box, really fast. I love it.
What a half an hour to build up, Come on. That's like talking about orgasm. Here we go. I'll take some home, boys and girls. I'm standing at the door here. I'm fucking, come on, let's go. Who wants to come and play? Well, wait a minute. I've got some fighting to do, Kate. Oh, okay. You don't fucking get your shit beat up. That's okay. Go ahead. Didn't see that bit in your canvas, did? Oh, fuck, that must have hurt. I told you James knows the way. That's what we get for, hang on, tap him on the shoulder, let him run the meter. And the deeper you go in, the more fare you pay. And you're not getting out until that fare is covered. Yeah, you don't pay the ferryman until you get to the other side. You know what I'm saying? This is a free ride from here home. Every time you tell cabbie to turn left or right because you think you fucking know it all, ego. And there goes the meter. We talked about Demeter last night. There's dumb eater. Yeah, fucking tick, 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 tick. And the longer you stay off course and fist fight and punch your fucking cops and sovereigns. Honest as shit. Men on the land and fucking military, they're both just, I gotta tell you, do you know why Dean got grabbed? Because that's the universe saying you're defying natural order. You're showing people how to stay in the fight. Okay, out you go. You get some fucking quiet time. Do you get it? I have no animosity towards anyone. I'm going, fuck, hey, how long have I been saying, what are you messing with these wankers for? With me, it's about putting out intention. Now we know how to do it. We now have the definition. There's a reason why the Roman Empire trashed Carthage. Totally fucking destroyed it. Why? Because they created the language. So the Romans changed the intent. And it's all perfect. It's fucking hilarious. If you guys can stand back and see the sheer brilliance of this game that we created, you'd go, fuck, I am God. That's pretty cool. I messed myself up right royally. Let's play a game of jump in this into the, what do they call that, quicksand with some lead weights on to see if we can, get out. But you got to get rid of the weights. And then you got to be still. You know what they say about quicksand, right? The more you fight, the deeper you go. Ooh. Time to just be still, and lo and behold, you're okay. It's the same thing I learned as a lesson. This is one of my allegorical lessons in life. I was out swimming in a bunch of tangleweed. The tide was coming in. I got all wrapped up in this shit. And the more I fought, the more it grabbed. And then I got to the point, well, I'm fucking dead. I'm going to drown here. And then I just floated. And next thing you know, whoosh, the tide pushed me ashore. I let James drive home. Isn't that funny? I stopped fighting. People think, well, I have to send this document in. No, you don't. What you need to get right first is your heart. Get your intent right. Are you trying to keep something? Are you trying to keep possessed of something? Or are you willing to say, whatever the universe thinks, this is fine. But my intent is, my wish is just to play. I have no quarrel. I do not wish to prosecute anyone. And I do wish to prosecute. Do not pursue. Let the dragon chase its own tail. Get your tail in order. It's your story. My story, his story, your story. Is this making sense at all?
Yeah. So why are we here,
All right. There we go. Now hey, there you are. You're at the door, Brendan. Thank you for showing up. I'm giving you the keys. I actually didn't need to give them to you. I had the key and I unlocked the fucking door. I opened the door. The door of God is open. Will you please come through? You should see the other side.
We had the keys all along?
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah. Glenda told you. Click your fucking heels together and just make a wish. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. And there's fucking James going, about time you woke up. I'm fucking running out of gas here. And they'll take you through all sorts of New York traffic, and you will not stop. Do you remember the three fates in Percy Jackson? Right? That's a little crazy ride. But as soon as they told them they didn't have the money, right? Well, that's the mirror. The taxi stopped. Here, you don't need money. It's a free ride. You just got to be willing to say, take me home. Take me home. That's all. It is my wish to go home. I have a beautiful scenario in my mind. That's what I have in my heart. And I'm okay with accepting that. I'm going to get me there. Universe will. Big step, huh? That's when you trust in God. You are God. You are consciousness. You created a perfect outcome. Stop fighting it. Start accepting it.
Yeah.
And the measure of the fare you pay is the indirect proportion to the amount of fight you have.
So then I pose the question to myself, right? Like, why am I calling Kate and wrecking Kate tonight? And
you're not wrecking my night. You set a beautiful ball going, Brendan. Thank you.
But honestly, I think we all have to. If we know this, why are we here? Why do we? Like you always say, like your goal is to have a night or not ever do this again. Have it just be at the table. And I think it's evolving into that. It has to. It will. But anyway, so and last night I found myself with Colleen reading that tarot card, and or the way of the horse or whatever it was, and the mare, and then I found myself, okay, why are they coming here? Is it to hear like a motherly figure? Am I that baby that needs a mother still? Do I still need that?
Why people come to this table? I know why. Same reason I do. To resonate. To know that we're right. We have been right all along. Do you know how many smiles I know? Well, I as far as calculating, but I'll tell you how many smiles every night I can generate here. Do you know how many my intention? Ismail is my intention. How many times have you smiled? And you thought I was tearing you a brand new one. I was just trying to show you right. I can prove you all right. Every one of you. And there are many out there that will hate me for it. No, you're right, though. I'm telling you, you're right. You want to talk about disarming an ego? Go ahead, yell at me. Hey, call me whatever you want. You can call me anything, and I'll flip it around and say thank you. Because none of those spells have any effect on me. You can't say anything nasty enough, as far as your understanding goes, without me turning around and going, thank you, because this is what you told me. See, I redefine my reality, because I know that I can within every word. It's so very easy, just to turn the tables. Here's the mirror. Oh, shit, look, you got that back in the face. Sorry about that. But that was your choice, not mine.
My children's table.
Yeah. Children want to fight. Fist fight, hold the light, or carry out the dead. I'm done with the dead, and I'm done with the fight.
Whatever, I'm glue, sticks to you, that one. I'm rubber. Yeah, No. Yeah. I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say to me bounces off, or comes back to you.
Well, exactly.
It's funny, and then you got the other little child song, right? Which comes down to us, which is from Auschwitz, which is ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, ashes to ashes, we all fall down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's what I'm going to ask people. I'm going to ask you to stop using trigger words.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I need you to stop using trigger words. What kind of pictures are you creating in people's minds when you use words like that?
Yeah, you're right. Historical.
No, it's not. It's hysterical is what it fucking is. What people need to understand, look at the seeds you plant with those words. How long has the system indoctrinated people with all of the negative shite attached to those words?
Yep.
Do you see the power of planting seeds?
And that is also in Mockingjay or Hunger Games. You know, there's this kissing tree song, and it's about this hangman song. It's called, I think, the kissing song. You know, we have, as children, we have the ashes to ashes. We all fall down. We have.
I get it. I want to hear the allegory. I don't want to hear the literal. I can hear stories all fucking day if I want.
The literal term of that little thing came from, Brandon, was the plague.
Right, it was it. Okay,
a ring of roses. It went round your body, and then you were dead.
Okay, now look, let's move away from all this intent that's coming out right now, because I know what triggers in people's minds. So, and I'll tell you, when I feel it, I need to reverse it. So I'm going to reverse this shit. You know what ring of rose is? That's the ring that you carry as God, and the roses are able that you put into Cain to plant to change the reality. Or you can have it refer back to somebody else's version of it, saying it's a plague. The literal shit that people keep bringing up keeps creating the same literal shit. Would you throw that fucking calculator out? If you want to give me a headline, fine. But you better tell me what the fuck it means, not what it says literally. Say, creates literally, because you are planting that literal fucking broken calculator seed, and Cain is going to plant it. And you go, oh, look at it, I get to play with this shit again.
Yeah, but you just said what it meant. It means the distillation of how you can plant seeds and how it can immerse itself all the way down the children's
Okay, well, here, let's try a different approach then. Let's have a look at something that we take, that we would, at first, if we just said it, would be taken literally. Tell people this. I'm going to dispel the intent in this by showing you what it really means. Then you've nullified any preconceived notions. You come straight in and start talking about supposed historical facts, because I'll tell you, the shit that you guys have already been talking about, that's not in my lifetime experience this time, you know? It's just a story to me that somebody else made up. Did it really happen? I don't know. I wasn't there. That's the same shit that CNN uses and has most Americans duped, thinking that fucking somehow there's bad stuff going on somewhere else. Right? That's how the media works. This is about planting the ideas, right? It's a big joke here, guys, and this is the point I'm making. Laugh. This is a literal, it's a fairy tale. It's a movie. Are you going to sit back and be an effect to it, or are you going to sit back and finally watch the silver screen, the truth, and just get in and go with the natural flow of things? Because nature's way is fully and completely ordered. I can prove it in a pot of soup. Put a pot of soup on the stove and then throw a handful of pepper in, right in the middle. Leave it alone. Doesn't do anything, right? As soon as you start stirring it, what you're doing is you're introducing chaos. And what happens is with enough chaos, every piece of pepper, every grain of pepper at some point will be exactly the same distance apart. Nature is order. Yes, in this place you certainly do have chaos out of order. When they're saying order out of chaos, it's backwards. Everything we do that defies natural order, natural law, creates chaos. It's a balance. It's an ebb and flow. It's a magnetic electric. When we bring ourselves back into balance, then we're going with the flow of nature, and it's a fine line to walk, so that the creation around you, in whatever game we're playing, this is the Earth game, right? Whatever game we're playing, that physical manifestation exists, but it's going to exist at a higher level. It's already there, I know. I don't know what's there at the end. I just know it's a great ending. And I trust that. I trust myself enough to say, whoosh, let it go. I look at everything in the literal, translate it. It's like last night. Mark, beautiful example. And I want to bring up the name of the village. Just not yet. Hang on. But last night, word came to me that all the power in the village had went out. Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Total blackout.
Right. Total blackout. But that's if you see, if you take it total blackout, it was a little village that got black. No, I see it in a universal sense. Oh, look, the vile age just got neutered. All the power was removed from it. Game over for that intent. That's my script. So I place that in, and that's a seed, and then I wait for it to manifest. I'm in no hurry. I'm just watching now. It wouldn't be fun if it just went boom, and there it is. Although most cases it does. But the whole universe has to adjust accordingly. We are only one mind, after all. I don't want to trespass on anyone's free will choice, so I accept all things, and of course, everything works out. But I'm going to tell you, there are free men and sovereigns, and anyone that's trying to pick fights in the courts are going to find themselves in jail, along with a lot of the other ones that are still creating the belligerence too.
Or if they're manifesting an outside enemy.
Well, exactly. The enemy without is the enemy within, and evil will destroy itself. I accept that. Oh. Any reason why? Okay, there we go. Reality will manifest itself. Just put your heart where you wish to be. And don't worry about it. People go to work because they don't think nature will provide for them. That's the problem with our society. That's the problem with humanity. We have lost so much trust in ourselves, we've lost trust in each other, and we are each other. Duh.
I got a bunch of free stuff today, man. Beautiful.
There you go. You know, stay the course. Stay the course. Course, heart of creation. That's the narrow road. You see, I'm not sure if I explained it clearly enough, but I really want to make sure that I get this natural order of things lined up. The system, as you have been shown it to be, we got some background noise, guys. Can mute out? Thanks. I have no control on the board right now, so because I can't even access it. Go figure. But anyway, it's all good. Thank you, Chris, by the way. Okay. The natural order of things. Nature knows how to keep nature going. That's what creation is. I'll use an example of, I don't know, a couple of dogs in the park that meet up just by accident because nature said they were supposed to be there. Everything is perfect, all things for a reason. And these two dogs, one's a bitch, one's a dog, decide they're going to shag. And the bitch gets pregnant. That's natural order. Every choice and everything that was ever done to get to that point created that. It's when you get into a position of trying to induce nature. This is why cattle herding is completely in defiance of nature. Agriculture, completely in defiance of nature. Chicken farming, all of these things that force nature to reproduce itself in an ordered fashion is completely in defiance of natural order. And then you hear the egos going, but what are we going to eat? Now, see, look at you doubting yourself again. Makes you think that the food wasn't there. What makes you think you even need food? Do you see the level of this game? It's friggin' brilliant.
Right. What are they really hungry for in the Hunger Games? Is it spiritual hunger? You know what I mean?
It's all allegory. That's movie screen to me. It's trying to show you that the 13th district... You see, I watch everything now so that it's talking to me now, and it will tell me what I need to do now because it's now. Here, give me that book. All right, I'm going to open up. You see, this is how nature works. I let nature take its course. Okay, so here we go. I trust in it. All right, what am I going to read? I know here, this is out of Conversations with God. It's been really funny today and yesterday. I know all of this. Oh, here we go. I know all of this, of course. We've been through all of this in Book 1, but for those who have not read Book 1, I thought it important to have a basis of understanding early in this book. That's why I've led into this series of questions and answers. But now, before we go on, I'd like to talk just a bit more about some of the very complex theologies we human beings have created. For instance, I was taught as a child that I was a sinner, that all human beings are sinners, that we can't help it, we're born that way, we're born into sin. Quite an interesting concept. How did anyone get you to believe that? They told us the story of Adam and Eve. They told us in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade catechisms that, well, we may not have sinned, and certainly babies haven't, but Adam and Eve did, and we are all their descendants, and thus inherited their guilt as well as their sinful... You see what I'm saying? When do you stop buying the story? I got another one coming up here. Just a sec. Yes, okay, yes, but... different page altogether, by the way. Yes, but and have I not said we are all one? Yes, but I didn't know you meant that literally. I thought you meant that figuratively. I thought it was more of a philosophical statement, not a statement of fact. It's a statement of fact. We are all one. That is what is meant by whatsoever ye do unto the least of these, ye do unto me. Do you understand now? Yes, at long last. But you'll forgive me for arguing this, but there's the fucking ego. When I'm with another, my spouse, for instance, or my children, it feels that I am separate from them, that they are other than me. That's the illusion. That is the separation from self. You know, the next being that tells me that their child is this and their mother is that, and just say, okay, look at you separating yourself from the rest of humanity. But that's the game. The game is to be as separate from the all, the oneness, as possible. And the most perfect separation is something as stupid as getting married. The only true children born are the ones born out of, well, I really like you and you really like me and let's get together and oh my goodness, you're pregnant. Nature meant that to happen. Oh, don't worry, we have the rest of humanity. Let nature take its course. What marriage does is it induces people, well, I have to have kids now. It defies the natural order. That's the original sin. The instant you get into a system of any kind whatsoever, you're defying nature. That creates chaos out of natural order. That's what this world is. It is pure. Are you telling me all these systems we've built up have made a better world? Certainly made a better fucking bomb. Boy, that's real sane. Do you see what I'm saying? Nature will take you by the hand. Stop biting the hand that's trying to feed you. And just go. This is a huge leap for people, but it is so simple. It's just not that easy to do. We just came out of Pisces. The game of games, boys and girls. Well, I believe this and I don't believe that. And well, let's kill each other. Okay. Mayhem. Yeah. So get in the groove, baby. Get into the 33 1/3 RPM groove. And I'll tell you what, if you put the first song on the first LP, if you just let it go, it will get right to the very end, won't it? And then what do you do when you get to the end? Well, God damn it, you take the record off, put another one on, and put the needle at start again. And get in the groove and sing a different song this time. That, to me, is natural order. All things are perfect to find this now. What we find in the next now is what we're going to find. Stop trying to write the script from a broken script calculator. How well has barter, gold, silver, gems, crowns, kings, queens, money, banks, how well has that worked for humanity? Really? It's got everybody fighting for the fucking house. It's got them all fighting to feed their... That is absolute chaos. You're telling me out there is normal? Seriously. And you got these talking heads, total fucking mind-dead numbballs. Spewing garbage. Well, this is my script. I'm reading from a teleprompter. Yes, you are. You couldn't have two thoughts strung together to come up with one fucking sentence. It actually works. You're too busy getting everybody distracted. Let's look over there. You know, boom, and then building up the next intent over here. It's a great game. I just don't buy it anymore. People can, like I told you, nothing destroys an ego more than somebody saying, go ahead, hate me all you want. You can't rave, do whatever you want. I'll wait until you're done and go, thank you. That was beautiful. I'm going to give you an Oscar for that. Ooh, and then the ego wants to go off and, cry in a corner somewhere. Oh, woe is me. Oh, poor me. And, well, great. When you're ready to grow up, and I've been there. You guys have heard me live on the air and that fucking height of it. Am I not a contrast enough? Not a big enough clue? I get the honor of having a beautiful repertoire of look where I came from and look where I am, and you can see all the ladder rungs. I'm a walking, talking Jacob's ladder. Can you come home? It's the only question you need to ask yourself. Have you had enough? Can you be strong enough to stand as God without needing a permission from some judge, to sign something and write VC? You put your fucking intent on it. You still need permission. And the deceivers are everywhere. They'll make you feel good about being a slave. Oh, we'll take care of that. We'll do this, that, and the other. I'm not going to be gentle with anyone or anything. And I don't care who the fuck you are on this planet. This is my world. Quit shit in it. Because you throw shit in my world, I'm going to throw a ton of it back. Because it isn't mine. Oh, that's not my script. There, you eat that. I'm going to put a prettier bow on it, I promise. You put a piece of shit in the window long enough, put a $5 price tag on it, some idiot's going to buy it and say, oh, I bought a piece of shit today. They will. It's a fact. When you're ready to grow up, when you're ready, really ready to accept reality, you'll lose the hang-ups. You won't get all worried about shit. You won't feel guilty. You won't do all of these stupid things that were indoctrinated into us through the programs. Get with the program. There's people running here. I just chose the other one. The one that was already created and the perfect one. I'm not buying into the nonsense. If you still want cops and everything else showing up, bailiffs and all the rest of it showing up, keep the fight going. Or get your heart right and trust. Just trust your heart. Trust in God. That is you. Is that what you really want? Or do you have a better idea of things?
I just want to say one thing. 774, I'm going to open up your mic, but you're the one that had noise in the background, so can you please turn down your computer speakers? I'll open up your mic in about 10 seconds.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Just fire everybody open, and if there is background noise, you know what to do. Same thing I do. Mute. Right? So, guys, oh, my God, Oh.
Nope, still not. He's still not. They are not.
That's okay. Mute it out there, Chris. Is anybody else on the board right now?
Yeah, what's up, Kate?
There are about 8 people open.
Oh, okay. Well, let's have a free-for-all here. Let's play.
Well, I'll start with this. We are enslaved by what we think, which then controls our behaviors, and this manifests our reality. So, control what you think, people, not let somebody else.
Yeah, that is it in a nutshell. And here's the thing. Anything that comes at you, you can redefine it to what you want it to be. You can remove all the negative charge on a word. And once you do that, you've neutralized it. Now you can reverse it, rewrite it, to reverse it, to reverse it yet again. Reverse, reverse, reverse. It's so easy. It's so fun. Because I'll tell you, once you neutralize it and you flip it around, that's what's in your reality. Only define things that make you happy, smiley, positive. Language gives duality. It gives good and evil. I just look at good now. Because the whole language, I can redefine it to be all negative or all positive. Or I can stay in the duality of positive and negative. I just choose the benevolent side. That's the free will choice that I make. I just want really cool and wonderful things happening in my reality, so I define my reality accordingly. Give me a word that's negative, and I'll flip it around and show you how to do it. It's real easy. As Art said earlier today, grade 3, grade 4, they'd have a field day with this. This is fun. Anybody? Oh, someone's typing up a storm in the background.
Yeah, don't know who that is.
Yeah, guys, if you got a mic... Oh, okay,
Can somebody hear me?
I can hear typing, so if the mics are open, which they are, it'll pick it up. Just letting people know it's all good, you know. If you want to be famous for typing on the air, that's okay.
So, Pete, the sun came out here earlier this morning in Hawaii. We've had a lot of rain and stuff. And I tell you, man, that thing came out, I went in it, wow, did I feel good.
That's the shit I'm talking about.
And I could directly relate it to, like, wow, being in the nature, outside, breathing some fresh air. I could really see the contrast.
Yep. Actually, I got this really good post here. I'm not saying who wrote it, but I just want to share this. Haven't even read it all yet. Just started. For some reason, what you just explained has hit me in my heart that I need to let go and not engage in any argument or pick any fights. This is what I believe I still had with me, having to move off the paradise I created in my on my past farm. I had such a time leaving this canvas I created long ago and blamed it all on government control. I've been sort of a gypsy most of my life and wanted to keep this home. Seeing you have lost your home and family is nothing what I had to do, and you still show love and no fight. You let it go. For this I realize I have been grappling. Where was it? All the parasites that I feel stole my canvas. Thanks for rubbing this shit in my face again. I feel I have to thank them for this knowledge I received through this. Love is the answer, and let the fighting melt. Cheers indeed. That is wisdom beyond wisdom. That is someone that found their 0 point. And when you find your 0 point, now you can get in that cab and say, James, take me to fuck home. I want to play. Or you can stay in the fight. It's up to you. Have your canvas beautifully painted by somebody else, and you think you have to fight them. Look at the cause and effect. Did you confirm that other individual today got grabbed, put in jail? Okay, if you can maybe confirm that. Another free man. Good. Get the fucking fist fighters off my canvas. Thank you. I'm done with it. And I'm going to tell that every free man, every one that's trying to play this legal shit game, because in my reality, you're nothing but a belligerent alongside the ones that you're claiming to be belligerent. Who are you picking a fight with? You're picking it with yourself. So the parry is in the fucking quiet time zone. Out of my game. I don't have time for it. I don't want it. It's not my wish. And that's my free will choice, and that's being trespassed on by that still happening. I am God. You trespassing my free will choice for peace? Well, guess what? There go the butterfly wings. Watch the tsunami.
I mean, it's a simple change in perspective. If they realize by doing this that they're actually empowering the thing that they're trying to be free from, maybe they'll switch around and realize, oh, I didn't have to stand up against that so-called bully outside. I just had to recognize my own power, and they basically walk away.
And the joy of it is, once you realize your own power, you'll never see them anyway. This is a joke.
It will walk away.
No, they won't even come into your reality to begin with.
Right, exactly. And so that's the next step in us, just in our spiritual evolution. That's what it keeps reminding us. For me, from my perspective, because guys, you got another chance to do that. Oh, another chance.
I love using the whole baited hook thing. Are you going to keep chomping on the hook with bait? Or are you going to grab the fishing rod and say, no, I'm going to do the fishing here. I'm going to throw out my hooks. and see if I can pull you in with beautiful benevolence. And I guarantee. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Paradigm people grew up with, and they need to step outside that paradigm. And that paradigm was you needed to fight authority. It's kind of like
it's a game.
It's almost like, in one aspect, the last step of the game, because you keep thinking there's something to win there, and no, the win that last step is you cease and desist all contact with it. You just stop playing the game with it. That's how you win that part.
And the thing is, there is no winning and losing here in perfection. We only have the illusion of it, and
Right.
we're playing this game to experience it.
Yeah, let's not call it win it. Let's call it free. That's how you free yourself from.
I'm not. You see, but I'm not free. Because to claim that would mean I was a slave, and that's a duality. I just am.
Yeah.
Okay. Kate?
Yeah.
I think this would be a great opportunity for you to explain the getting deep down and dark. Because I thought it was extremely beautiful for Sherry to share last night.
Yeah, I'm hoping she's coming back in.
Oh yeah, that was wonderful.
Isn't she so beautiful?
Oh, Sherry rocks, man.
Sherry rocks. And how she shared with all of us how she went deep down and dark. She listened to Kate. It's that time when, everyone, me included, because, I'm not too frightened to say that I've got a lot of shite still to sort out. But I kind of, if you know, guys, you've got shite to sort out, you can maneuver, you can move forward. But to be able to shut that mind down, just shut it down, just think about this. My God, it's bloody hard.
Oh yeah, and here
hard.
Let me reassure you of something. You have absolutely no shite to clear out. You have the illusion of it based on a canvas painted for you. And once you get quiet, that's the problem with the literal world. This is why I have such a hard time in any literal conversation. It's just monkey chat to me. Because it's detail after detail after detail of the literal. Instead of looking at it and laughing, going, ha, that's what it is. Get deep, get dark, get quiet. And if there's one fight you need to take on, that is the one where you sit there and you fight that fucking monkey in your left brain, shut him up, and just let it come. It will hit you like a bolt of lightning. Then you will see the door, and that everything that ever happened that you think was bad dissolves. Everything is perfect. It is merely the acceptance. I've told everyone this countless times. Truth has two sides. You either stand in it or you deny it. But truth simply is. La ve. The law of truth. That's what love is. And truth is absolute. It will set you free if you have the illusion of being a slave, of which I do not. I am.
I mean, that from my perspective is the ultimate. Is that they've created a divide and conquer, whatever you want to call it.
We did. Yes, we did.
I fucking tip my hat off to them. Fucking well done.
It's a brilliant game. We got God. Can we get out and play another one now? This is boring.
Then let's laugh.
Thank you. It's a big joke.
Yeah, I like how you brought it back to the singularity. All there is truth, and either you accept it or you refuse it. You accept it, well, you're going to have a harmonious life. You refuse it, well, you're going to have some chaos manifesting in your world.
And to the degree that you can stand in truth, depending on how deep you've dug yourself into the game, it'll be a bumpy ride to get out. Like I said, mine was, I got to tell you, it's just a measure of everything with me. I had everything. You want to talk about standing in truth and how far, this is the measure of me and how far and how deeply committed to truth I was. I got the blessing of having my entire life stripped, ripped, raped, pillaged, fucking destroyed in one single night. How's that? I'd say it's pretty damn good. I think I was going for a record on this one.
Yeah, you're all saving it up for one.
One bang, and there it goes. There's the blowing up of the old universe. And then from that point on, standing in truth, yeah, it was a bumpy ride. But that was my game. That's not your game. So don't ever compare yourself. Don't create God in my image. Create it in your own fucking image. You're God. What are you looking outside of yourself to be something that you're not? You are the face of God. The fa se, which is the root note of the heart in creation. I love that sound.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, good. Oh, what is that sound?
I have no idea, Stephen. How are you, my friend? Good to hear you.
Good. I couldn't fucking unmute fast enough to beat you to the comments about shite and you know, it's hard and all that. Those are like, you know, use the term trigger words. And no harm, no foul, of course, Mark. It's beautiful that you brought that up, because it's not shite and it's not hard. But we can play that game, and the shite is illusory. So how do you deal with illusions? You expose them. You expose the illusion and know that in the exposing they're changed. And this is, we could play the games of quantum physics and all this other gobbledygook, which most of it's all wrong anyway. But it is useful. It's a useful model. And the observer effect has some effect, you know, at some level. So it's the exposing of them, the revelation of them, like with the language, the breaking of the spells is in seeing what all these components can mean, and more importantly, what the intent is behind them. So I have an example, because you also used the word blessing. That was weird. I'm just like hearing the word just before you say it today. Of you know, I do some mechanic work, and one of the guys I work on is Heap. He also has had other work done with another guy. Well, he was telling me a story about this other guy, and you know, he was making some less than wonderful comments about something on the bill that I had, because the guy had screwed up, so it was no big deal. But the blessing was this: I got triggered on the phone with the guy whose vehicle I fixed, and it was amazing. It was amazing to sit back and watch this beast raise its head, which was like, I am going to so shred this guy if I ever see him, and everything else. But I was observing it. Observer effect. It immediately began to change, and it didn't take very long. It was great. I got to stroke myself. It was like it's like you know, it's like you're playing with yourself. It felt so good. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm in righteous position here. But I was laughing at it. And it didn't take very long, because I'm observing, before I'm laughing with the guy whose truck I was working on. I'm like, dude, don't even worry about it. This is the most amazing gift. You know how much I want to be triggered? How much I desire that to happen? It is a beautiful gift, and it is just that easy to deal with what some might call shite. I'm just going to call it pieces of the puzzle. And maybe it's one that's not fitting so good, not so much balance and harmony in it, whatever. It's all, oh man, I've just been so done with language, especially the words in my head, that you play around and go around in all these circles, and I'm just like, screw that. I'm going for pure intent, no words attached, and playing that game, which is actually quite a challenge. I wouldn't call it hard, but I would call it something I definitely am playing with to work on. But anyway, that was my contribution at this point at the table. Thank you.
Stephen.
Yo.
How you doing? Thank you for that, man. I appreciate that.
I'm obviously terrible, can't you tell?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Go ahead. I'm here. I'm here for you, with you.
No, I do appreciate that, man.
Okay, right on.
No, you reminded me of a technique I was reading in some book a while ago, and that's it. These are like, when anybody can trigger an emotional response in you, imagine it like an egg, and it's a treasure, your treasure hunt. Yeah, and so someone's just kind of helped you trigger that magical egg inside you to release this energy. And as you just so beautifully described it, there's a way to be empowered by that, where you get out of the loop. and this energy is freed up, and basically it just centers you into your heart. And so the more we recognize that and be conscious of the fact that when these things happen, if we can remember this kind of technique as you described, to really feel it for a moment and to look at it, observe it, and watch it transform. And it's kind of like you cracked open this old egg, and there's this energy, which is just pure energy, and you've kind of freed it. And it was,
yeah, I know the book you're talking about. Been there, done that. I think I do anyway. And it's good. It's a good. Everybody, there's something for everybody, right?
But
this is how I play it now.
Yeah. But
this is how I play it now.
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead. Okay, I'm the game master. So, I'm making up the rules. I can see that I have enough references to see that, I've been making up some rules. Some of them suck, not totally, fun in the moment, but in a broader perspective, yeah, I can get it. Haha, boy, good one. I actually fooled myself. But I'm the game master, and
exactly.
I'm not into the illusory, this is hard, this takes work, it's going to take time. Fuck all that. Anything to do with tenses, the future tense, the past tense, all these are just traps to, distract from just being all that you are, fulfilling all that you are. And, I'm not even into getting empowered and all this, because these words are all part true and part lies. How can I get empowered?
Right.
It's crazy. So anyway, as the game master, I'm going to set up the rules so that these, you could call them eggs, or you could call them these gifts, if you will, to myself, the Easter eggs. Could have fun with that word. Anyway, that they just come to me. I've said yes. I've made my choice. It's almost like what you said earlier. You were talking about, controlling your thoughts. And again, I'm just going to say this is the way I look at it. I don't want to control anything. In the act of trying to control, I've already screwed the whole thing up and caused the opposite to happen. But I can choose. And so I really feel, because I don't think I can control my thoughts, man. These things just pop up from I know not where. However, I can choose.
You can silence, Steve. Yeah, you can silence them. It just takes a little practice. And when we silence them, I'm just saying, and it's not about controlling. This is about completely losing that whole notion of intention. And here's something else, too. I'm really glad you brought this up, Steve, because the more intention we put into something, what we're doing is lessening its creative ability, because the intention is overriding the void. It's the same problem that we have here in terms of the phallus, right? The obelisk and all the rest of it. That is an over-exuberant intention. And that's it's being manifest here. So I was looking at that yesterday. Oh, we got someone jumping in. Who is that?
That would be Lisa.
Hey, how are you?
How the heaven are you?
Oh, I don't know.
Finally we meet.
I think I've got a little fire action going on.
Just a little. Although I play back and forth between my higher self and my little role I seem to have manifested from the astral plane before I incarnated. In both I have to play with the words when I get lost with the separation period till it makes your mind melt.
Oh yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
You have the phone on conference. I can hear you.
No, just being at a very tiny island, and the cell signal, if you even walk, times drop. I'll just. But no, you were on the whole. I don't even know where to begin with all of you. I'm so happy. You were talking about how your whole life ended in one day, and I was talking a little earlier on chat about the whole thing about how being gift and our challenge becomes our gift, and to separate. I lived outside the box. I mean, I had a friend who said, Lisa, there's people who are open-minded, there's people who's outside the box, and then there's you. I stuck out like a sore thumb my whole life and haven't really tried to hide or be like most others in a very long time. I even told my mother I wasn't from this planet and wanted to go home because the people here were mean when I was 6. And when you go back to that day when your life ended, it was really the beginning of a whole new one. And even when that happened for me, 3.5 years ago in my Kundalini, I didn't pay taxes. I knew a little bit about the sovereign citizenship and all this kind of thing. All right, somebody trying to come in.
Lisa, hang on.
Sure.
I don't know who's got that going on in the background, but Chris, are you still there?
I wonder if all audio comes.
Yeah.
There, thank you. Just mute it out, because that's just mindless. Anyway, carry on, Lisa.
No problem, bro. Sister, excuse me. Anyway, so the whole deal with, I lived outside, I researched, I found Michael Tessarian, the whole thing. I had a spiritual awakening, a whole bowl. I had my son, new love, healing, shamanism, meditation, the whole la. Lived in Sedona, helped people reverse cancer. Then jumped more off the deep end and ended up back on Martha's Vineyard. I've been a social activist and a spiritual activist, as I would refer to myself in the world, but wanted to totally be outside of all that stuff. I didn't honor it. I bought the food I wanted from my farmers. I didn't have any bank account that earned interest. I eventually even got rid of my car, my driver's license, and all that kind of stuff. And I had a Kundalini awakening after pissing off my mother, the school, not going to doctors, not vaccinating, not summing up the whole world, fearing nothing. And it all collapsed with a Kundalini awakening. And I've been going through the dark night of the soul and battling. I listen to you talk, and I'm like, oh, my God, I was there a few years ago, and then some days I am and some days I'm not. And I know who I am, and I don't believe in any external authority, and I love and want to learn so much more about what you're talking about with the play on language, because I know all about how the English language was created to destroy and bastardize and cast spells. That's why it's called spelling and blah, 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 blah. But I wanted to jump in. Give me some feedback on without going into or we can, I don't care. You know, I ended up in our favorite little cement hotel for the weekend.
Lisa, hang on a sec. Just a sec.
Sure.
Just a sec. I got to do a shout out. Hello. Hey, Kai, how are you? Okay, can I call you? I'm on the air right now. Can I call you back at this number? Okay. Bad timing, I guess. Okay. Guys, take the floor. Chris, do the shout-out, please. That's what I was going to do next.
Okay. I just wanted to let everyone know that we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Critical Mass Radio and Paul Giovanni. So if you guys can donate, please go to criticalmass.co.uk and click on the donate buttons. There's one other thing down here. I'll do this one.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
And we have just under 7 minutes left, so if anyone wants to jump in for the rollover, please, we have 20 spots left. So, Kate, you want to come back on?
Yeah, she's good. Lisa, keep rolling.
Yeah, keep going, Lisa.
Okay, so my question is, it's very long, of course, and complex. I definitely spiral in and don't appreciate having to think linearly anymore when I don't want to. So all this law stuff is like pulling me. But
that's great. You just said it. You don't have to think linear anymore.
No, but the thing is, I jumped off so many times, and when I try to say I am the witness, I'm sovereign, but the first time I got locked up and thrown in a mental institution and locked up, and that certainly wasn't going to help me. My mother used to work for DCF and thought she was just hated everything. She was scared to death. She started to see the big picture in the outside world, completely no faith. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, summon the whole system and everyone talking about, 9 years ago I was talking on Facebook. No, not Facebook, 9 years ago. But as soon as Facebook was on about not having paid income taxes and how our name is on a birth certificate is bullshit and all this stuff, fearlessly. And I ended up losing everything that I thought I had in my life. And then I actually talk all about in my practice and whatever, my book and what I'm teaching about, and my vlogs and my videos that I do about transforming darkness to light, and death is just rebirth and dropping it. But it was torturous because my son is in the hands, in my ego's perspective, of not only the person who abused me first, but now the system that mines children. And all I want to do is jump out of that and jump out of the whole thing and run and live with Sasha Stone in a New Earth community and outside of all of it. and co-create in my own reality and get off all of this. School and systems, all of it. I want it to come down, but how I can't. Right now I'm having great challenge shifting between the two and using the law and living free while it's wrapped around my ass and it has my child.
It's your thoughts. It's your thoughts and how they're connected to your, instead of an old behavior, a pattern, a new one that you're creating now. And so you said it, oh man, you said a lot there. That was great. You touched on so many key points about...
I agree with you about the reflection, and I've known this and been there in my conscious mind for quite some time. It's obviously coming out of my subconscious as a result of the layers of the dark night of the soul involved with Kundalini. Sometimes when I turn on, I'm not in a good focus point, and should I manifest is coming out of my shadow, and it's fucking a ride from woohoo, and it is a ride. And but anyway, I would appreciate a little more reflection from your side.
Well, that as you said, that dark night of the shadow, it seemed to have played out over a longer period of time, didn't it? How much more is this? Is there a different angle? Is this thing growing? But anyways, we did it, and we've come. You've come out of it.
Yeah, I'm at the end vestiges of it. I'm free of the fear of it. Absolutely.
There you go. Free of the fear of it. So you'll look and shine wherever you need to.
And I so wanted to the other day say I'm the witness, just like Santos. And I just watched all the videos and listened as soon as he got out, and actually caught your first the show with him that you did. And so I had it fresh in my mind. But my friend who works in the system, who knows a little, he actually was one of the sheriff's office retired, has listened to me talk about this stuff for years, and he's like, just get out of there today and then do whatever you want. So say my name or anything and sign VC, and I'm ready to go forward, but I want to get on your site and plug in a little more to you and Santos's language so I have it verbatim.
Yeah, it helps to listen to Santos and Kate and read some really, I'll call it direct. It takes out the confusion, the distortion. The words aren't necessarily, double meanings and innuendos that confuse us, as you so eloquently put about the English language in the beginning. And so when you hear people speak and you feel this resonance, because these people are really connecting to their inner source, and it's expressed in their writing and in other ways. And this is really good to fill our minds with this. It's literally... You're putting this now on your table, you're filling this into your attention and your focus, and all the other stuff is going to fall by the wayside. Only so much, you see what I'm saying? So without even necessarily having to deal with some of these so-called negative thought patterns directly, we've already did. We know if we give them attention, they'll grow. Don't give them attention, fill yourself full of more truth, knowledge, and love. That stuff goes away on its own.
Yeah.
Or space. No more space for it to fill.
No, absolutely. Personally, my name, my website,
Lisa?
Right, who wields a mighty sword of truth and justice and magical wand of healing, here to serve in the rest of love.
Lisa?
What, sweetie?
Check you're on Skype?
No. Phone. And
okay,
all I am is I'm in quiet with nobody around me.
No. I'm reason why I'm asking is you're overpowering the microphone and it's cutting out. It's gating.
Oh,
is what it's
you
doing.
know what? I am by the hot box for the building, though. Let me walk away from it.
Yeah, your signal's way overpowering, and half the words are cutting out.
So take
sorry.
a deep breath.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
A little better. Just watch your own personal volume.
Sure, no problem. When you
There
first came on, you sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher and you having a fight.
Well, people want to be kids. I'll talk to them like wow, 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 wow all day long.
Absolutely.
It's fun. It's fun, until people are ready to grow up and accept responsibility for every mess they've ever been in, and it's all your fault because you created that so you could have a game, duh. Enjoy the game. Now you know the riddle. Now let's step out, and I can show you how to do that. It's very easy, but you gotta let go. You know, it's like I'm trying to pull you on the boat, and you're grabbing the shark's tail. No, I gotta hold on to the shark. Why? Let the thing go. You know, you want to swim with sharks? Go ahead. The boat's here. You know, you want on? I'll help, and if not, well, bloodstains.
Absolutely. The worst part is this is all the stuff I preach all over Facebook and everything, and it's a lot easier to talk about than walk, as it just comes into my face more and more. But I'm taking responsibility for it. I own it, and I'm not the victim of anything. That word, the whole victim consciousness thing, drives me crazy.
Right, it's ownership, man.
Recovering Catholic guilt.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's all programs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I called into Santos last winter on his show. He was on the same radio show as a friend of mine, Christy, the same station they broadcast out of, and he had Max on that day and chatted with them. I've been studying him and following guys like Colleen and Dean, and there's a whole bunch of China here. But I'm trying to hang with here.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm going to say, I'm not known for popularity. I'm not here to win that. I'm here to wake people up. And everyone that's trying any sort of legal, I don't care if it's common law, whatever the case may be, is absolutely fucking nuts. They don't know who they are.
Sue Jericho Law is another one I found recently.
Yeah, well, lose them, because they're all full of shit. If people are going to start talking about it, and listen, I have got to walk my own path here, and I will stand outside everybody else's box because that's what I do. No one controls my reality. So when I see things that are not true, I made a deal with me, the all, that I would only stand in truth, and I will out that which isn't, or will lead people away from it. This is why free men are getting jailed. Not because they're, a threat to the system. They're actually getting jailed because they're a threat to this reality, to nature. Because they're keeping the fight going when this fight is over. And you're going to see this ramp up. I just simply let nature take its course and evil destroy itself. I've got a young man, a friend of mine right now, who has been standing for the last 3.5 months, 3 months in a psych eval hospital. Went to court today, and is in jail right now. And that's who I was on the phone with. And here's a guy that's going to take the whole U.S. fucking system down because he can stand. All because a couple of jarheads asked him for ID, and he showed them the short form and told them it was fraud. What does that tell you? Like I told him, they got a psychologist.
I hear all of what you're saying, but and I would do that if I didn't have to get my kid out of the system.
Look, you think you own your kid. This is what I'm getting at. That's the illusion. That is a hook, a baited hook, making you think that you have to solve it where you already have. You just need to accept that. That's the leap, guys. And that is not it's simple. That's the not easy. And that takes a full-on trust in God, self, that all is well. And that's where I live. And I will not yield this peace.
Well, I can see. I'm not sure about that, but I can see it as a reflection of me having abandoned my, or lost my inner child, and that as I reclaim that, he'll naturally come back to me. But in the 3D I journey. I practice shamanic tradition. I go into all this stuff, and I realize we create the world here in that world. And I'm fully well aware of that, but it hasn't been working.
every thought that you have creates your reality. So if people can keep planting thoughts in your mind, like somehow a genetically attached thing to the genetically modified thing that you're walking around in is somehow separate from the all. The only thing here, I am walking around in a biological meat stick that is a net result of two other biological meat sticks getting together. It's just a vehicle. I don't own this body. I'm just using it. I'm traveling through it.
It's our spacesuits is what I call it, and I resonate with that. And I understand what you're talking about, the ownership. And that would, underlie suffering about it. And I'm really past the suffering about it, but I feel it's part of my quote-unquote mission and my dream of my lower experience that I chose to have in this lifetime to get him back and be his mother.
Here, and I live this every day. What makes you think that you need to trespass on the free will choice of experience of a point of consciousness that isn't you? You see, we're all too busy going into everybody else's backyard trying to rearrange it and pissing everything and everyone else off out of natural order. And we get pissed off when something doesn't go right. Every decision, every choice that was ever made by every point of consciousness is that point of consciousness' responsibility to play. That's what Christ is. It's experience. And
but I see part of my role is bringing the truth into the shadows of that system.
No,
help it fall.
Your role. Stop trespassing on my universe. I am none of your fucking business, nor are you any of mine. What I'm sharing here is that you need, and I speak third party, this is not directed, it's neutral. What people need to do is sort out their own fucking garden first, and instead of going around trying to think that they're going to fix everybody else's when yours is an absolute mess. I know mine was. So I tied up.
I'm not trying to fix anybody else's garden except my son's and mine, which I see as one.
And you're trespassing on your son's garden. It's none of your business.
Well, I do wholly believe that his soul chose the path he's on right now. But I do ultimately believe it's coming back to me, too.
Then there's what you trust in. Let it go. If you love something, set it free.
It is free. If it comes back, it is yours. If it doesn't, it never was.
Then have another experience. So accept the reality of experience and just go with it. Honestly, guys.
Yeah, you chose your reality, and know you're going to take the steps to reach there.
And your reality is your test to see if you can pass or if you're still going to keep biting on the baited hooks. But here's the neat thing, guys. This game is going to get beautiful and more beautiful every single instant now because you're in my reality, and that's what I'm going to experience. Now, whether you stay in this reality with me, that's yours, or if you choose to go off and still play in the meat stick land.
Meat stick land isn't any fun.
Then sort out
the game's rigged.
You ever hear this saying?
Yeah, we rigged it.
You ever hear this saying, give up the ghost?
Hang on a sec, Mike. I got somebody making a shit pile of noise in the background. Honest to God, children, would you fucking mute? Every fucking night, I gotta tell people, if your mic is open, mute on your end. How many times do you fucking retards have to hear that?
Keep going, get it out.
Now fucking stop. Grow the fuck up. I'm trying to run a show here. There we go. How was that? Was that good? I thought it was
good, yeah. Anybody else want to get something off?
Fluffy's wagging her fucking three tails, man. She's having a great time. I'll manifest whatever gets reflected. Trust me, it's all fun. I know how to do it. I just love creating effects now.
Mirror on the wall.
I'm good at it. I told you I got my dancing heels on.
Haven't you?
Yeah, go ahead, Michael. Michael, you were saying something before. You were so rudely interrupted by one of the... never.
I was laughing. Yes, beautiful.
Oh, I love it. That's it? You got nothing else to say?
Yeah.
It's like that almost orgasming moment, and then you let it go, and it's, oh, shit, and then you got to come back to it. I'll wait until you're all jacked up again.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, guys, though? It is so very simple. It really is. And all you got to do, and I'm going to go back to what Mark said, and really, guys, you just need to sit down with yourself, the most beautiful point of consciousness, and without intent, because you don't need to, just clear your mind. When you let go, then the lightning bolts hit, the roses just come flying into Cain, and that little monkey, he'll plant anything.
I got something to share. Did anybody notice Venus this morning and how bright she is?
No, I didn't, actually.
It's overcast here in the vineyard.
Yeah, not all of us live in Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Okay.
I want an island off Cape Cod, Massachusetts in New England.
Yeah, I'm
Where the
from
president goes on vacation. It's all with all the evil cabal come in summer.
Sorry, the who? What? Oh, right, the contrast. The contrast.
Obama and freaking all the power elite.
Yeah, look at you polarized. Fucking you Americans drive me fucking nuts.
Hey,
anyway.
they know a good place.
Look at the
contrast. I hate it. No, I'm like so. I so don't belong in this reality.
The cab.
I gotta leave, and I came back for my kid.
Oh, seriously, look at you're missing all the clues. Cab all. Yeah, get in the fucking cab and be all, will you? How about the
I want a magic carpet. I want the white-winged horse.
Okay, look at cab.
Okay, I'll talk about islands since the cab Al, you know.
And you were talking about earlier with the kid in the movie when he said they didn't have any money and they dropped him off. I gotcha.
Has anyone seen Interstate 60?
I'm not sure.
Put that on your must watch.
Interstate 60?
Mhm.
You got it.
It's available free online. If you want to see how the game works, that's how the game works. Okay?
Cool. I don't watch many movies because they bore me.
Well, it's because you see, because literal doesn't entertain. I can walk you through Interstate 60 and melt your mind, and you'll be giggling like a 12-year-old schoolgirl that you are. That's what we're going back to.
Yeah, well, I tuned out and I really watched a lot in a while, so that's there's probably a lot of good stuff out there.
Oh, lots of noise there. I'm just waiting. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, you know, guys, it's and there's going to be a whole lot more of this coming at you every night now until you all snap out of the hypnotic state that you're in, thinking that this is somehow real and that you have to be at effect instead of going, wow, what a cool game. This is fun. Now that I know how to control my reality by not controlling my reality and letting nature take its course. All is well.
Going in the flow.
You don't got to save a damn fool, but you.
You just reminded me how literally the person gets in our way the most is ourselves, and that's just getting in our way.
It's the only thing that gets in your way is you.
I was going to say the only thing that's ever gotten in my way is my own ass.
There you
my
go.
Mouth.
Right?
My mouth gets me in a lot more trouble than my ass, actually.
Oh, and Kane is an expert at running off that Taurus field, I'll tell you. I think I've got a few people who would testify to the fact that my Taurus can run off pretty good too, and has in the past. But it's not. What's happened now is it still runs off, but it's got a completely different intention contained within it because I know what is. Right. I had so many other things I wanted to talk about tonight, but you know.
Like what?
Well, we'll save it for tomorrow night. I kind of have my groove now. Too much literal stuff. That's what happens with me. I hear too much literal. It's like, okay, this is not working for me. It's not. It just doesn't. Sorry. I like playing. I don't like fucking working. And this is
I like the rabbit hole much better. The Mad Hatter Tea Party.
Well, that's it. You know, I don't like working. I like playing, and you know, that's what a literal conversation is to me. It's fucking work. It's like, oh my god. All it is to me, and I accept all. So I still travel through these very mild shifts, but I know my cab is already on its way. So I go, oh yeah, it's all good. It's all good, and I live there and I stay in peace. But you need to really, guys, when you get this, when you actually take that ass that gets in your way and set it down in a corner in a dark place and shut the fuck up until you get it. Look at Sherry, 16 hours. You want to talk about dedicated? And what did she get at the end of it? The fucking rainbow. She saw it. And this is where I'm trying to show you guys, but, well, monkey chatter left this, monkey chatter left that, and let's just keep talking about the literal, and fuck what Kate's saying, because, you know, and that's really what it goes down to. It's funny. It really is. It's mind-numbingly funny. You know, listen.
You're talking about deep meditation, though. I mean, I've been doing that for years.
No, I'm not talking about deep meditation. I'm talking about shut the fuck up. That's what I'm talking about. It's so simple. There's no effort required, no intention needed. You just sit down. The only intention required is for you and everybody to drag their sore asses into a place where there's no monkey chatter going on except your own fucking head. And that's where you go, oh, okay, just shh. And the easiest way for me, I love this, the easiest way for me is I just sit and go shh. And not a thought.
Hey, kid, here's another thing. Don't tell me why it took so long for me to hear another part of my consciousness share this back at me. But we always talk about which is our voice, like when we have when we talk inside our head. And I was just like, yeah, and I used to always listen. Are those my thoughts? Is that my voice speaking to me, or is that some other thoughts? Just hear me out here. And the guy goes like this. Now, close your eyes or whatever. You don't even have to. Just in your mind right now, say whatever sentence you want. That is a tree. Just say, for example, without your mouth moving, inside your head, and you can kind of hear a voice there saying, that is a tree, or whatever you're saying. There it is. There's the voice you always saw. Which one was mine in your head? That one. And I was just like, oh, that was really simple. And so many times we're wondering, where are these thoughts coming from? Are they mine, and are they that? I mean, one we say is, yeah, whichever ones they are, don't be attached to them. You don't have to finish whatever story they came to tell you. But remember, it gets simpler in terms of when you can recognize, let's say, the clearer, the inner source of yourself speaking clearer to you, clearer to ourselves. Yeah, that voice is, I think, at least for myself, I'm beginning to recognize it more and more because the monkey brain left chatter is quieter and quieter. And then I realize, oh, there it is. Here it is. And then even that is silent many times because there isn't much to say to yourself in a whole lot of ways.
There's nothing to say. That's
when Kundalini goes, you don't want to talk at all. You don't need. There's no talking. It's just being.
And again, it's you can call it whatever you want. I just call it is.
The witness.
It just is. You know, it's like the term ish means man, Celtic. Ire-ish. Ire man. Yeah, ire. And isn't it funny with the Northern Irish accent? You can spell with a brogue. You would pronounce it Norniron, Northern Iron. Okay, isn't it funny that it's Iron Man? Iron Man 3. Oh, looks like we've got our way home. Yeah, you see, again, I feel an asset coming on, and it's going to be a bitch slap of bitch slaps for those that still want to play in the ticky, fighty, beat the shit out of myself game. Oh, go ahead. You're just not going to do it in my reality. That's all. That's my choice, right? So. And you will see the magic through the sound. You will see the magic. This is, if your ego needs confirmation, here it is. And it will show up exponentially more and more and more the more you just dwell in the sound. That is creation. Sound is creation. There are no words. There's just sound. Intention. And we've had our intention shaped for us. And this is the game. There is no anger here. You see, once you get to this point, you look at it and go, wow, because I would never have had a contrast game. I'm God for crying out loud. It's boring. It's perfect. You know, how many times are you going to watch the same hockey game that you know the score to? 3-4 times? By about the 150 millionth time, you might be a little fucking numb. Oh, well, let's play the game where I don't know the score. Oh, hey, now it's new. It's like watching a movie again that you haven't seen in years, and you thought you remembered it, but then all of a sudden you see all these new things in it. I can watch a movie every day and see the advance of creation because everything is a fractal. You could look at one page every day and read it differently based on waking up. It's magic of magic, and you just laugh. And when you do, what happens? Remember Monsters, Inc.? You know, fear was what they were using to power their capital, and then they found out that laughter was 10,000 times more potent.
Oh, absolutely. Laughter is powerful medicine.
Yeah, he who laughs last laughs the loudest. So I'm laughing my fool ass off. Boy, did I get got. Boy, did we all get got. Now suck it up and go, yeah, good one. My turn. Let's play.
I call it drunk on goddess. Capital G-O-D, then capital D-E-S-S, so it's one word with a male and a female in it.
Well, yeah, and the letter G, I make it silent now. I've silenced the letter G because it shows up silent in bot. Okay? So let me tell you why. Because the letter G is the newest letter of the English alphabet, which was placed in the 7 spot, the God spot, and it's only half of the spirit, because when you take the G, reverse it over top of itself, you get the Greek symbol theta. These are the clues to the anagogic, the concepts. So what you're getting with the Masonic is the clue that you're only dealing in half the God here.
Yeah, but G is also what I read runes. I've been reading runes my whole life. And G is the modern English equivalent of a symbol that's known as Gabo, which is the rune of partnership and a gift.
Right, and again, there's no buts here. There is just simply and. And G means this, and G means that. It's what is real to you to make it trigger this reality of magic.
Well, that's tied into your DNA, too. Numbers, letters, all of it's down. I mean, if you've ever taken enough acid or had any
DNA, honey, DNA is just everything physical is the mirror, is the clue, is the shadow. I do not use it to prove my God essence. I use it because my God essence created it. And it's showing me the reflection.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
It's a really fine line for people. So if you notice lately, I've been very, very tough on the helm to keep it steered in a very specific way, because I know how easy it is for us to go lateral monkey.
Well, I'm just catching on to you. I've only listened to you a couple times.
I know, hon. I know. It's good.
I like to play Angel's Advocate.
Oh, I'm an intense bitch. Oh, yeah. I love it when people hate.
I love it. I am, too.
Yeah.
I just like to play Angel's Advocate sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And then, of course, as Art just said, what is DNA? It's a genome. Let's make the E silent because it can be, and we have gnome. What it's telling you is know me. Know who the fuck you are.
This is what I love what you do with words. It's a whole new game to play. I got to catch on so I can play it.
Hey, I'm curious if Colleen is here today, because she was going to read this other card. Maybe next time.
Oh, it's all good. It's you know what? Because I'm
looking forward to it.
Oh, it's going to be great. Again, this whole thing about getting online and stuff just drove me nuts. I couldn't log into the board and whatever. So it's a blog talk.
Mercury retrograde.
Well, I got to talk to you.
You've been down the beach with me, Kate. Beautiful. It's been first really sunny, lovely day here. Just ran down there, jumped in the ocean. I tell you, this is where I always wanted to bring it back to, like why I'm in Hawaii and why somehow I have this manifested creation around me. It isn't because somehow I jumped on an airplane and I ended up here. Not in my world. I look at it a little deeper than that. And it's part of a level of consciousness that I reached where I have this world around me. So in that regard, it's not restricted to place for anybody, but it's how, in a way, you're shining and it's being reflected back in the world, from the world and the nature around you, that aspect. Because we could both be sitting on a golden beach and you could be in a foul mood and not recognize any of the beauty around you. So what's the difference between us being in the same place? Again, it comes back to ourselves and how we're shining that heart essence and we're tuning into that around us. And when I'm reminded of this, I'm much happier where I am, because it would really suck to be living here and not.
Well, you know, absolutely. And the thing is, when and if you see something as an enemy inside of you, you created that. I don't see. I can prove to everyone that the Illuminati and the Jesuits and all the rest of it are absolutely benevolent. Just as easily as anyone can prove that they're absolutely malevolent. Okay? That is a polarized perspective. If you choose one or the other, I simply walk right between the two of them and see both at the same time. That's called singularity. That's called home, baby.
0
when
point.
you see, yeah, it's 0 point. I'll tell you, if you're directing your movie, you're screwing it up, but you had to learn how to direct it in order to find that. So that's where you go from extra to director back to extra, and now you're back in the audience. But I'm in the audience now. I'm in the audience now, and I know why I'm in the audience. I'm in the sound mind. You know, a bunch of loonies out there. Consonant means with sound mind or without sound mind. I'm of sound mind. Audio ent. Audio ents. It's all in the words, and this is I know why I have to write this essay to really drive this point home, because I've still got people thinking that it's not going to work if they don't understand it. No, it won't. It's not the documents. It is you. What fights are you picking? What spiritual contracts are holding you? What is possessing you? You know, instead of fighting for your home, why don't you just have it and know that it's yours? Exactly. That which you resist will persist until. I got to tell you, I mean, guys, I went through what I went through so that I could bring this to you. It was no big deal. It's funny now. I look back at it, you know. And people say, well, what about your girls? What about Sue? What about this? What about that? And I said, yeah, what about it? They're in my perfect ending. What about it? I just accept that. And I'm okay with it. It's cool. I got to tell you, it's a beautiful place when you don't have any quarrels with anybody, and you laugh when people think they can pick a fight with you because you know they can't, because you're laughing at them. Look at them being children.
Exactly. Been there.
You know, I see a screaming kid in the 5-year-old in the cereal aisle screaming for their magic fucking decoder ring at a box of shreddies or whatever. I'm just gonna look at them and go, yeah, good luck with that, shithead, and I walk away. Nice effect. I'm sorry, I'm good. I'm just going to look and laugh. Unfortunately, most of those people aren't, you know, that's the literal 5-year-old. Most of those 5-year-olds are in full adult bodies right up until retirement. I know a lot of, you know, retired people that are no wiser than a 1 or 2-year-old. In fact, they're a lot dumber because they still went through an entire game and missed it.
Agreed. There's a lot of, especially 35 and under, there's a lot of really right-on beings on this planet now.
That's because they came in with the consciousness at that level. So what we're doing is building it up.
No,
and
absolutely.
What you're seeing, well, we had Brendan on the other night. It was him and Noah on Paradigm Shift Radio that I sat in with, 24 and 21-year-old guys that are more wise and more of a sage in my mind than most of the grown-ups I ever grew up with.
That was the first show I heard you on.
There you go.
The Skull Babylon dude. Yeah, it's rocking. All of them. And I think I'm like your age though. Okay, I'm 40. Well, my body supposedly has 47 years of age, although I don't subscribe to that. I don't look it, I don't feel it, and I don't believe the whole time space fractal thing is collapsing to me anyway. But my body has been around on this, so I got the I Dream a Genie joke that night.
Yeah, you know, I'm 49, so...
yeah, but we were way ahead of our time. We came into a very lower vibrational, more unconscious energy.
Well, again, everything's a gradient, you know, and when people finally look and see, talking to my consciousness here, when you finally look and see that everything is perfect, that we only have the illusion that it isn't, that's what a perfect God.
Can I share something with you? You just triggered that came out of me when it's going to be in my book that I'm publishing now, but it's this little thing, and it's for everyone, and I share it all the time. It says, transformation. This is my wish for you. If you choose to surrender to this process, you will travel through your lens of fear and all its illusions into the light, where you clearly see all there is love and perfection everywhere. And this includes you. What you resist persists. Surrender. That is the key. And then I go into my
Well, there you go. The only thing that I would edit on that is you don't go into the light. You go into the dark because you are light.
I said through your lens of fear in its darkness.
Right. Then
into the light where you please the others, love and perfection anywhere. But yes, the light was generated out from the darkness. So you just go back. That's the next story. I'm talking about the transition from the dark back to the light. And then you go back to the light to the dark. It's never ending.
Well, that's yin-yang folding in and out itself. That's the whole idea of balance, right?
Yeah, the Ouroboros, the Vescapiscus, the whole flower of life, all of the whole sacred geometry is imploding in Mandelbrot fractal spiral wormholes all over the multiverses. Are you guys there?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. We were just all lost in contemplation.
I think Kate's been knocked off. So,
there we go.
Kate's been just knocked off.
Okay, is Mark still here?
No, he was knocked off as well.
Okay.
So, there's about 2, 4, 6, 7 people open mic.
Chris, have you talked to, what's her name in India, who was on that couple Sunday nights about a month ago or so?
What, Savina?
Yeah, Savina.
She's been having trouble with stuff happening in India where she's had electricity out her apartment for the last week and a half, so she's been very difficult to get a hold of. There's also a strike that's going on around where she is, so stuff that I'm expecting to have been delivered to Illinois has not been delivered, and it's been over a week now. So there's really crazy stuff going on over there.
Yeah, welcome to India. Yeah, it reminds you of divine timing. If it gets to you, yeah, it was meant to be. If not, not.
Why did you ask, by the way?
Because that was such a fun conversation we had going that night.
Yeah.
And it's really good to hear people from different parts of the world. A lot of times it's us here in Canada, the States. I don't even want to talk country names. But anywho, yeah, it's nice to hear perspectives from people from different parts of the world, and they're sharing, same story.
Yeah.
For me, it's really, satisfying in a way that, this truth is being recognized all over. We're being able to see things in our so-called past clearer, with clearer eyes, without that polarized view. And this is shifting our conscious, shifting us into the clearer consciousness now by recognizing these different things in our in a neutral way.
Yep. Interesting thing about India is that they have.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, go on, Chris.
I was going to say that the interesting thing about India is that they have approximately 250 million people without birth certificates, and they're trying to implement this card system whereby you can't get gas or food or discounts on them without this card, and yet there are, a quarter of the country doesn't have this stuff or doesn't have a birth certificate. So people are going to become made aware of the fraud. And the interesting thing with this card is that there's no law saying that you have to have one. So they're bringing it in on the stealth, all this control.
You just said it. It's no law says you have to have one. And any law that was written in the first place was bullshit to begin with, because it doesn't actually resonate with natural law. Because here is it in a really a simplified way, at least for me. If it's in nature, you wouldn't need to write it down. It's natural. You don't need to write it down to show someone to act in a certain way. It's natural. So most of these, pretty much every one of these laws are written down with the intent to subvert the natural law.
Yeah.
Even if it says right out, do not steal. No, that's a subversive attempt to make you, in a way, to watch us think, oh, I got to protect myself from something.
Yeah. And, in the end, it's the criminals who've usurped the system or usurped their, or our ability to live in this world,
And that's a good thing, because we don't want to live in a distorted reality anymore.
No, but
heaven no.
The thing is, so what was that?
I said, heaven no, we don't want to live in that distorted reality anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So, we accepted the fact that this law actually meant something. That was the, kind of like we were saying within school. We just accept facts without, why? Because of who said what? And we're not taught to look at this, actually, in a way of history, to look at the root of this. In a way, it kind of helped us, because eventually when we did scratch at this and scratch at it, we didn't just stick at the so-called literal. We went right all the way to the spiritual cause of this nature. And I'm thankful for that.
Right. Well, there are reasons why we've got to the place in this life that we have, in terms of all this stuff going on in the world and in life and so on. And that's mostly to do with the fact, on the physical level, I'm not going to talk allegory because I'm not really good at that. I'll just give you examples. Good people of good intent, which is approximately 80% of the population on the planet, they don't want to group together because they just want to do their own thing and get on with life, and they don't see the point of coming together for a common purpose, because it's not something that they do. Most people just want to get on with their lives and just do what they want to do. Whereas the people that are out there intending harm, they understand the power of numbers, which is why you have them congregating together. So you have the good guys that make up the majority of the population, scattered about, and you have the bad guys consolidated. And
there's a direct correlation there.
Yeah. And they understand that, and we most of the time don't, which is why we're in this situation right now. But what is happening is, because of that dynamic, the good people now are learning to come together and deal with stuff.
Yeah, it's a natural progression from that.
Yeah.
It's because in one way, part of the game we designed, again, I'm not going to give I'm going to claim my ownership in this. Part of the game we designed was let's see if I can say this clearer, is that you described it so well, that people don't want to be involved. They've kind of disenchanted. There's not a solution. Those are the mind-controlled thought patterns we bought into before, which that's why people have those thoughts. And that's because, as you described it, people who want to do harm, as you said, congregate, and they know there's power in that. So there's power in community. And so get the people to not be community anymore. And it wasn't, it wasn't that long ago that was the natural way we all lived. We lived in communities. Yeah. We didn't have these interstate highways and interstate commerce and all of this. This was really much more community-based. And we think it was like lifetimes ago. No, all of this is this lifetime. We can see this all played out. We don't need to go back to before we were so-called born.
different bread too. I just, unfortunately...
I like that bread.
Somebody in the background, mute out, please.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who that is.
So in this way, we can see it now. For me, we can then look across the planet and see how different so-called time realities or paradigms are still being played out. I mean, go to India. You will see the space age and the stone age in the same view. You don't even have to, like, down the street. No, right where you're still looking in one direction. You don't even have to turn around. One direction. So you see this and you recognize, wow, it's year 4000 and something, and it's the year 4000 BC and the year 3000. You know what I'm saying? You see this, and I'm like, wow, what's going on here? People are really manifesting different realities, and they're being played out across this way. So we don't need to necessarily even look back into time. That's happening right now, here in this moment. That level of creation, and that's why sometimes we said no. We never had to. We were always in kind of 0 point.
Yeah.
And agreed.
Play.
I think the space timeline fractals, the past and the future, it feels like it's all collapsing in on itself into the present moment.
Yes. I feel this, and it's been happening for a while.
I resonate with you wholeheartedly. What's your name? Who's talking?
Mike.
Mike? Thanks, Mike.
This is why people, in one way, we feel time speeding up. Another way is because we're becoming more conscious. Time will seem to speed up. Less hours in the day. The day goes by like that.
Yeah, well, the Schumann resonance, even measured in the 3D realm, it used to spin at 7 point something or other. It's up to, by the time the end date of the Tolkien, it was like up to 13. Supposedly that's where it goes back to 0. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So here's another way someone has measured this to show the same thing. And
well, we go through what used to be 24 hours. Back in like 1998, we used to go through what was 24 hours. And like 18, now it's down to like 13 hours and what used to be 24 hours measurably if you had the same, you were going at the same calibration. You know, you change the rate by calibrating it.
Fantastic. I haven't heard this before. Or maybe
I have tons of this kind of stuff.
But I have described this, what you just shared. I've been describing this for years and years and years, going, we're like you said, it's 13, it's about 13 hours in a day now.
It is. It's measurable.
I mean, I kind of feel that time has speeded up, and I've never been able to prove it. How do you actually, you said that you have people that have been able to prove it. How have you done that?
It's called the Schumann resonance. I think it's Bruce Schumann.
Oh, yeah, the Schumann resonance. I've heard of that, yeah.
Yep, it's called the Schumann resonance. And it gets in, there's a lot of different scientists, I think. David Wilcock had a lot of it in a book. It was all this different work of scientists. I first found the space. But then you get into Greg Braden is the guy who brings in a lot. He's got a lot of YouTube videos on it. And he shows you everything from, he ties in everything from the Schumann resonance and this about how the magnetics, it's tied in with the magnetics of the Earth being lost as we go back into 0 point. And it's a place where we are physically moving allegedly through the universe, and this 3D reality is actually about to shift. And they talk about all these things overlapping, everything from the 64 DNA codons tied into the I Ching and the whole human design protocol and the Mayan codec and all of it. It overlaps. And it's all like exactly the past and the future is all coming in, and it's all coming out now.
Yes.
Okay. How is this timing going to still continue to come down, like from 13 hours to 12 to 11 to 10 and so on?
The timing itself has shifted on the energetic level. It's just about how it's being manifested now. But yes, there's no more. There's no, and vibrationally, we're to the point to shift back into 0 point. Allegedly, there's no deeper change to go to.
Yeah, exactly, Chris. It isn't necessarily a countdown in numbers. It's just something we could measurably affect in terms of the the outward manifestation of the reality that, hey, something isn't, there's been a change in the frequency in a way. But again, it's coming to 0 point. We're stepping out of this time. We're stepping out of that way we relate to this measurement. And we're stepping back to 0 point.
That channel's being broadcast, but we got to tune into the frequency to manifest it here collectively. And single individuals are being able to do it for periods of time and this and that, but we'll see how it all plays out.
Okay.
It's a co-creation in the present now moment, and it's all collapsing while it creates to that point, and then it'll probably explode back into a whole other creation and start all over again.
Well, see, here's the beauty of this. When you look at it in terms of, we were talking not just in time, we were talking in terms of thoughts. And we're talking in terms of the frequency band where the distortion is basically broadcast from, where we get into these limiting thought patterns. And that is collapsing also because the more we recognize them and the more we stay neutral and balanced, these thoughts and old belief patterns are gone, finished. And that's basically narrowing the frequency band that these distorted, limiting thoughts and belief patterns emanating from, and this is collapsing also as the more we tune into our heart, which then shines light on the truth all around us.
Exactly. Agreed. I love these conversations. These are fun.
So in this way, I mean, this is getting anagogic. This is, you could say this is looking mystical or spiritual way on this. In some ways, no, that's a literal, that's all, this is coming to one. This is a singularity that we talk about, that this spiritual, mystical way we forgot to, are remembering to see and feel and relate to this ourselves and our world, and the way we literally live are becoming one. They're not going to become separate realities. Church and state are no longer separate. It was a phantom anyways, even in the system of government. It was in ourselves that we needed to, again, this is the balancing of, the harmonizing of the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and here we come.
Absolutely.
We come into the heart of one.
I'm with you. Unity conquers, and it's a return to source for all of us. And a ride, and we each have our own path and how we help co-create that.
Yep.
And it's not so much...
I mean, it's even in our DNA codons. There's allegedly 64 DNA codons that make up the human genome, and of them, we only use about 20 of them right now, but they're starting to activate and change, and it's alleged that they'll come into full fruition, and that's also tied in with Kundalini's awakening, and actually that will be the full expression of the divine human blueprint, where we'll actually all come to exactly what Kate's talking about all the time. Without getting rid of the word I am, even just being God and knowing and not even needing the words for it.
Yeah.
And being able to create everything.
So to bring
it time, space, flipping.
Yeah. So to bring in this Kundalini rising, or for some people, I forget, she was on the show the other night on Sunday with Barbara and Janet. I can even tell you her birthday. She's 21. And she was, and this is something that, it was a good reminder for me. And she related it to a dance. And we're all doing this, people. We're going 1, 2, 3. And if you want to put it in the chakra system, you're going first chakra, second chakra, third chakra. And then we keep repeating, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, the full dance is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the completion of it. And we're remembering this dance. We're not looping back into the lower aspects of ourselves repeatedly. These limiting, in a way, beliefs, patterns that kept us, thought patterns, belief patterns that kept us in this old dance of repetition, are now, again, they're dissolving, and we are doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's beautiful.
I would only add 8 because that's the number of harmony, balance, and justice and infinity. And I have to tell you that the name of not only my book but my website is Transcendence, DANCE, as in the dance of transcendence, the divine masculine arising up the Sushumna, awakening Kundalini back into oneness, source consciousness. Absolutely.
Right, so the way
I'd like to do it with the whole tantric way instead of I did the ascetic way so far. I want to do it the other way while I'm in the spacesuit.
Well, one of the ways I looked at it is, and I've heard it, when you go through 7, you come back to the heart. And I don't want to put numbers on this. So, like when you go through your crown chakra and you open up to the rest of the universe again, your whole self. To me, it's all related back to the heart. It's almost like, and this is how I describe it. And you brought up a really interesting point. Years ago, many moons ago, when we were communing with the entheogens, I don't want to say a name, but communing with entheogenic plants of nature, we used to blast off and we used to take off. You know, you'd touch base, connect base with Mother Earth. You'd go through the portal of the sun, the door. He'd check you for fear. You got no fear? Okay. You're free to go to the rest of the universe. As Kate reminds us, if you're not going to be allowed into that space if you're not standing in your full causal nature. And so we used to do that. But then what happened was we started coming back here, about, I'll say, 15 years ago. It was really interesting. I was just like, why we keep coming back here? And the reminder was because this is where you need to focus your work on, not keep leaving this solar system, so to say. And this is where we're at. It was bringing us back to here, to the heart, our connection to the divine heart of Sophia Gaia and the Galactic Mother and all. This is the organic, natural universe that we are one with. And when this kept happening, bringing us back to Earth, so to say, onto this with Gaia, it really was, okay, this is where we need to be. Let's quit being space, whatever you want to call it, space canauts, and kept trying to fly around the universe and remember what we used to do there. Because beautiful as it is, and oh man, boy, I was wanting to do more of that. It was we had to remember why we came here. We had something to do here first. Remember to do, and we've done it. And we are seeing that beauty unfolding, unrolling, becoming clearer on the planet we live in, if you so choose to see it.
No, absolutely. That's beautiful. Very beautiful. And what you just said about going up to you started in the beginning about going up to the crown chakra and then coming back down the heart, that's exactly the first full awakening I had. It was like, oh my God, it's indescribable in words. It's really ineffable, but it came back down, and I felt like my heart, at first I felt like it was like my heart exploding, but it was my heart was a sun. It was a central sun to its own universe or multiverse. And I felt like I was this ginormously, I don't know anyone if you've meditated and tried to actually expand your consciousness to the edges of the universe and the multiverse and go, giant, 4 billion, infinitesimal number to be able to describe a huge amount of consciousness and body squished into this tiny little human body I was looking out of. It was like painful to be in this tiny little body, but my heart felt just completely radiant. Ecstatic bliss doesn't even begin to talk about it, but it is. It's in the heart. There was nothing in the head. It was all in the heart, and from the heart could feel part of one in everything. I'd sit there completely compelled and lost in the present moment in a speck of dust and the magic of the way the light fractaled off it. I mean, it's indescribable. But yeah, no, we're all coming back to that point together, and I did too. I wanted to go off, and I ended up getting slammed back, and it came back up, and it comes back, and each time it keeps destroying my life in the 3D world while it's recreating me to a higher level, and I'm able to integrate and come back and then go back to arising it. But I think it's like starting a drum. You know, we each have our own beat, and we do our bang, and then somebody else comes in and does theirs, and then somebody else does theirs, and then we're all doing them in rhythm.
Yeah, it's coming clearer and clearer. Even the harmony of the rhythm that we all make together, and that shining. Again, we do all have that. You want to call it central sun in our heart. We have that. That's what's really in one way the light all around you. The source is there inside of us, and we have that reflection also, that the sun in the sky, reminding us of, you have one of these in the center of you also. And we are in the center of the sun also. That's how this is. And it's beautiful. We keep coming to this word beautiful, and somebody shared with me why we use this word beautiful so much. And it is, let's see if I can remember. I'm going to write it down, or hopefully it comes to me later, because it really, when you see the beauty in nature, this is a very loving, high in a way, but this is a very, be glad, be happy for yourself that you can recognize this. This is a gift from nature in a way, to be able to recognize the beauty of yourself and all around you. I'm really thankful for that. Yeah. So we got about 2 minutes left in this here tonight in the recording. Anybody else like to jump in, share a word? Much love to all. Thank you so much. Tune in again tomorrow. Me and Mark are going to be co-hosting for Kate, and of course Kate's going to be here. And please come to the Emerald Table and let's share our hearts.
Thanks for having me tonight. Peace, love, abundance, and raw chocolate for everyone.
Okay, Chris.
Hi.
Yes.
Yep.
Hi, it's Colleen.
Hey.
I just wanted to share just a quick quote. Go beyond everything. Don't collect anything. A king does not need to go shopping in his own kingdom, nor does he beg. Remember, you are the inner reality, pure awareness only. All that arises are appearances in consciousness. Don't bother with all that. Rest only as the awareness. This is the secret, and that's Mooji. Much love.
Much love all.
It's Bravo. Mahalo Nui.
Fucking apple. I'm not hungry. You can have it back.
Aloha, Kate.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah,
we're out of the gate hot and fast tonight. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, well, what time did you guys start? I just walked in the house at like 2:42.
About 10 minutes ago, so I was waiting. That's what happened. I was waiting for your sorry ass. Okay, welcome.
I was down the beach enjoying the light.
I couldn't get logged in tonight. I'm actually running blind here. I have no idea. I can't see the board. I can't log into Blog Talk. Password, nothing works. So I'll have to talk to...
it's hard connection time here.
Yeah. So it's all good.
I like how really, again, how Mark Passio puts it into kind of natural law expressions. And what the system is, and we call it the control system for a reason.
Hey, Mike, I understand where you're going. I really need to finish this thought because it's going to change your rail completely.
Yeah.
Because I can intuitively know where it's all going already. So let's get out of the literal. I really need you guys, this is my wish, for you to see this. I am trying to prove you right. And everyone's coming at me, beating the fuck out of me for that. How mental is that? That's fucking insane. Okay, tell you what. Let's say you did a math exam. All right, let's put it in real terms. You did a math exam, and I gave you a calculator. And two of the buttons weren't working properly. The 5 and 7 are broken. So every time you have a 5 or a 7 in the equation, you get the wrong answer. And then you finish your exam, and you find out that, whoa, geez, half the questions you got perfect because you didn't use those numbers. The other half, thought you got right, but the calculator's broken. That is the literal world you live in. It's the broken calculator. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to rewrite the exam. Are you going to use the same fucking calculator? It's an easy answer. Yes? Okay, you're fucking insane. No? Well, okay, now we're on the same page. This is why... Oh, yeah, go ahead, Mike.
No, but I mean, it's like they're trying to fix the system with the system.
Right. You can't fix a broken calculator and build a new one with a broken calculator. You throw the goddamn thing away, and you wipe the slate clean. You get the canvas pure white. Clear, crystal clear. All right? And this is, honest to God, guys, this game, when you see it, is hilarious. It really is. And when you start seeing the reality of what is going on here, Harry Potterville, what are you focused on? If you're staring at kids getting murdered in Israel, what are you creating, dipshit?
Yeah, you know when I really got that, Kate, can I just share something?
Yeah, please.
All right. This really turned me on to that right away today. Today we had a bunch of snow, right? And we snowed in. So I tweeted out some things, I just tweeted out some stuff. And, I'm working on an article on the Hunger Games and Mockingjays coming out and all this stuff. And I noticed that in the news feed that Philip Seymour Hoffman dies. Now, who does he play in that movie? He plays Plutarch, who's who was also a interesting person in of himself, a historical figure, but he plays Plutarch Heavensby, who is a game maker, and he doesn't care what side he's on.
Well, hello. It's Christopher here, coming to the rescue of the show. I've been asked by Kate to kind of log in and open up the board, and even though it's like 40 minutes after the hour, better late than never, isn't it? I'm waiting for Kate to call in. So in the meantime, there's one individual who is got his hand or her hand up. So I'll open up that mic. 617. You're on the air.
Hey, Chris.
Hello there.
Hey, it's Brendan. Hey.
Brendan.
I didn't know the show was down. I wouldn't have called in. I just called in to listen.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah. This has taken me by surprise, as probably everyone else has been taken by surprise as well. I wasn't really I haven't been kind of up with the shows, and I wasn't aware of what was going to be talked about tonight. So if anyone can help me out, that would be great.
I don't know.
BTR number, but I just want to make sure that everyone knows that there's no BTR number here for the time being. There's no Skype button that I can see. Let's just have a look here. Yeah, there is a Skype button on the actual radio show page, but I don't know what number that is. Anyway, so do you have any thoughts, Brendan?
Well, last night I saw the entirety of the Santo getting arrested bit.
Oh, okay.
It was very interesting, very fascinating what transpired and went down as far as the words being used by the officers involved.
Good evening.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Hey, how are you? Yeah, it looks like my settings are all messed up. We still talking about this nonsense, this legal shit and all the rest of it, or are we going to move on and actually be grown-ups? I'm just asking.
No, I just saw the...
Go ahead, Brandon.
No, it was just interesting that they said, execution of the order.
Yeah, it's all drama. Yeah, it's all drama, guys. Okay, all right, I'm done. Fuck, I'm so done with this. All right, let's just get out of drama here. You guys really so fucking wrapped in the movie. Seriously, I'm trying to show you how to find your way home, and everyone's getting caught up in the distractions. And I'm going to make you all hate me to the point that you love me, because you'll see it. And I want everyone to beat the shit out of me until you get this. Okay? Seriously, it's all drama. These are all portrayals in allegory, and everyone's looking at the literal, thinking it matters. It doesn't. You're at effect to it. You're not being caused over it. I understand where you're going, Brandon. I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Pick a fight, expect a fight. Okay, that's what it's telling you. And the longer we continue in this matrix of thinking that we can solve something in complete defiance of natural order, which it is, everything in this physical realm that we are actually doing is in complete defiance of natural order. I'm going to show you how the Masons were absolutely right and absolutely wrong with chaos out of order. You just got it backwards. Remember, this place is a mirror, okay? So I really want people to watch the movie. I don't want them to be involved in the movie any longer. Okay, that's up to you. If you guys want to play, just at this table, let's keep it moving forward here. Now, without going into any great detail, if you are still looking at things from the perspective of right and wrong, what he said, she said, you're caught in the playground with the rest of the teenagers talking about so-and-so. So I had a great conversation today with Alex. The original premise of it was from a completely literal viewpoint with regards to Dean Clifford and me and all the rest of it. Okay, that's the drama. Let's move all of the characters out. Let's move all the Dean Cliffords and the Kate of Gaias and the Santo Bonaccis and all the rest of the fucking meat stick out of this and have a look at it, what's really going on. It's an energy game. I am you, you are me. Let's just make it that simple. Everyone else is just another point of view for me, just as I am your point of view. All right? When you get outside the box to watch the movie from this position, this is where you finally become the audience, which is the sound, the golden Dios mind, the golden God mind. That's what you see. We had to go from being the audience, the carry out the dead, carry through all the bullshit, through the fist fight. I'll tell you, there's two things that are equally dangerous on this planet, and I'm going to tell you exactly why the universe is working in natural order and why it's going to continue to do so, and why you need to pull up your bootstraps and really get on this, because the universe is going to start throwing fucking mountains around. I am intolerant of it, and I'm watching shit happen. I'm watching people get arrested. I'm watching people getting taken out of the game because they're interfering with natural order. You see, when you think you need to change something, you're defying natural creation that already exists. The movie is already done. We've created everything. In the beginning, God created fucking everything. Anything you can imagine, we already imagined it. It's limitless. So just accept the fact that you have a beautiful ending to your movie. Your cab driver's trying to get you there, and here everyone's walking around going, oh, let's go down this road. Well, it's going to cost you. Here, that's when the meter starts running. And to the degree that you go off the proper trail of natural orders is the price you're going to pay. Pick a fight, expect a fight. Accept a fight, expect a fight. This is where you get into 0 point. Neutral, 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 neutral. Marsha. Enough of the dramas, Okay, so what is natural order? Well, natural order is where creation simply is. It's creation. You go with the flow. Everything is perfect. You get in the cab and you go, take me home. James, take me home. And James will. And the minute you tap James on the shoulder and say, turn left here, quick, you don't know where the fuck you're going because you're in a state of not know to a greater or lesser degree. That's what this game is. Is that a smart move to make? Sitting there trying to figure out the way home is contrary to natural order. So what we have here is everything that is in the system is in complete defiance of natural order. They say chaos out of order. Absolutely. And it is chaos out of order. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? So what we have is a system that's trying to create all of this order, and what is it doing? It's creating chaos. And the more we play with it, what are you fucking creating? Oh, I don't know, Kate, maybe some chaos? very good. Go to the front of the class, get a gold star.
The rebels or the other side, or the capital side, he doesn't care. He works for both sides. For him, it's about the game. He creates the atmosphere. He creates the game, if you will. He creates the reality around him. And there he is, and he dies. And I randomly, before even I knew about that, opened up a page of Finnegan's Wake. And you can, pretty much do this with Finnegan's Wake anyway. But I did find it was kind of like an obituary-sounding passage, and I posted that. And then I found out that Philip Seymour Hoffman had died. So it was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, well, it's foreshadowing of the movie. Wait for Donald Sutherland to drop, okay?
Yeah.
It's all foreshadowing in the movie. These are the realities. Is it a coincidence? No. This is looking outside of self and finally seeing everything as the illusion that everyone else is just another point of view. Everything is perfect. And I'm going to tell everyone once and for all, do not ever come at me with anything regarding common law in the man-made sense, legal in the man-made sense, system in the man-made sense, because I'm going to call you fucking crazy. You're caught up in the illusion. You're not seeing what's going on. You're not creating your movie. You're at complete effect to it. And those that are still getting entangled in the system are getting entangled because they're choosing it. They're not standing. They're still seeking permission. They're still seeking remedy. They're still thinking there's a fucking solution in the Matrix. There isn't. You are the solution.
Yeah. It's like authority's going to take care of me.
It's a nanny state mentality. This is what it's called, baby law mind, Babylon. It's in the phonics. Listen to everything. If I told you that asshole was a good word and you'd grown up thinking it was a good word, you'd think it was a good word because it is. Oh, but everyone has a negative connotation to it. Asshole. Well, I don't know about you, but there it is. There's the singularity of the A, right? You got as, which is Isis, is. H, which is the trinity of creation, in creation. O, with intent. L, in consciousness. E. You're fucking right, I'm an asshole. I can take every word in this, I don't care what language it's in, I can flip it over to reverse the intent, the spell. I said it the other night, reverse to reverse to reverse. You've got to see this place in the mirror. The conflicts you are experiencing are the mirror of the conflicts within. Love is unconditional. Stop putting fucking conditions on it. Because once you get there, now the wish, it is my wish to have my heart's desire where I will not trespass in free will choice, nor will I try to direct nature, because I've already directed the movie. Now I get to be from director. Remember how we went from audience, extra, and all the rest up to director? Then we got to producer level? Well, what's happened now is it works the same way up and down. Now, because I know I was a director, always was, and a producer, always was, I'm just going to sit back in the audience, which is the golden God mind, and observe James taking me the fuck home. That's the leap of faith. That's not the baby step of faith. I've done lots of those. But that one, that's the leap of faith. Can you trust your creation enough? Or are you going to keep playing and recreating this unnatural order, thinking that you need... Well, look at this. When you go to work... Now, remember, this is all about what is the intention. Okay? When people go to work, what they're doing is they're defying natural order, thinking that they have to do that because nature will not provide for them in any way, shape, or form, be it in a technocratic society or whatever the hell you want to manifest. But when people need to go out and think they need to do something, what they're saying is, I don't trust God. I don't trust me. I don't trust that I'm going to just walk like when Jim talked about that guy. That was an angel clue for him, where he said, "No, I don't need your money. I just be, and things just magically show up. They really do." And I got a real good dose of that, and I'll tell you why. Because my intent was the same as the intent of the individual that sent it, to help others. That's natural order. I get to be the gay maker. You might say gay maker, but I'm into the happy thing. I'm the gay maker. To put a Ismael, it's my intent on your face. Just depends on how you say it. Say to create. What are you really saying? If you're caught in the literal, what are you constructing? What are you building for your reality? And that's what happens. People get caught in talking too much, which is the constant need to Babylon with Babylon, law mind. If you're like that, you are the child, let's repronounce that, killed of God. CH makes a K sound. I sound like LD, killed. Kyle, child, chilled. What is the intent of the word? Now you understand what being a child or a killed of God is. Change the meanings. You have all the tools. You were given all the original intentions through the dictionaries, and that's the first book you go to get a full understanding of common speak, and it's the last one you go to redefine the word. And you get to use it back and forth all the time. It's an ebb and flow. I'll create every word in my image. Word, spiral, every creation in my image, after my likeness, because this is mystery, my story. Not his story, my story. And my story will be his story. Watch. This is how you make the imprints on the consciousness. Are you willing to accept the fact that you are perfect? Are you willing to accept the responsibility that everything is perfect and that all is and all will be well? The fucking Mayans told you that. The illusions. Illusions told you that. The clues are there, and everyone's caught in that's a symbol of this, and that's I fucking know that.